Well, welcome everybody. I'm Eric Weinstein, the current board chairman for AED and the local market leader for Aon in New Mexico. It's a pleasure to be with you in what will be my last quarterly investor meeting as your chairman. At the end, we'll be doing a raffle for my colored bookshelves. They could be yours. The fact that I'm even talking about my bookshelves underscores the fact that this has not been the year that I expected, but it has certainly been an eventful one. I hope you all had a very safe and happy Thanksgiving and enjoyed yesterday's snow while it lasted. Even with all of us safely at home, I'm excited to point out an announcement that occurred while you all are certainly aware of, the Netflix expansion. So let's talk about that because that's exciting. As the world's leading internet service provider with more than 190 million subscribers around the world, Netflix has market share in over 190 countries. But this announcement solidifies Albuquerque as its North American production hub. And that's pretty cool. The company is committed to an additional $1 billion with a B in production spend. That represents a production total of over $2 billion over the next 13 years. 70% of all production spend will occur in Albuquerque, Bernalillo County. Approximately 30% of all production spend is spent on the procurement of local goods and services. This means that $420 million will be spent with local businesses such as restaurants, caterers, equipment, leases, rentals, florists, personal care services, and a whole bunch more. The company's also going to make an investment between 150 and 500 million, which will include new sound stages, a visual effects studio, post-production facility, and more. Netflix will purchase an additional 170 acres at Mesa del Sol and lease 130 acres from the state land office. It is also committed to provide training programs for below-the-line positions in partnership with the New Mexico Film Office, local universities, labor and industry organization, and will be supporting New Mexico's Native American, Latino, Black, and other underrepresented groups, content creators, and filmmakers. Final approval of the company's LEDA and IRB applications will be considered at the Albuquerque City Council on December 7th. It's just a tremendous announcement and economic impact to our region and state. And I'd like to congratulate the governor, the New Mexico Economic Development Department, Mayor Keller, and the city of Albuquerque, as well as the AED team and the staff at AED who were actually very involved in supporting project planning and negotiation process alongside our local and state partners. It's just a great example of the importance of it taking everyone working together to make things like this happen. So job well done, New Mexico, and super exciting. I think this expansion, really, this decision from Netflix, just another reason that the upcoming legislative session will be important for economic development in New Mexico. And rest assured that the AED Government Affairs Committee is working diligently to identify legislative priorities. And I can certainly tell you that the preservation of critical tools in our economic development toolbox, such as LEDA and JTIP, will be at the top of that list. We'll look forward to see what happens there. In the meantime, I'd like to take a moment to recognize new member organizations that have joined AED or increase their investment this year, arguably during one of the most challenging years we hope to ever see. I'd like to therefore give them another shout out and for their support and share our hopes that they'll remain members of AED for the long haul, along with our other 275-ish members. So starting at the turquoise level, our new members, and our newest member joining this month is the New Bay Group, the Bossy School, Bella Mira Inc., Spring Hill Suites, Infinity Insurance Partners, Hillcrest Bank, Laguna Economic Advancement, LLC, and the Rook Group, LLC. At the bronze level, we have ASRC Federal, Century Sign Builders, First National 1870, Indian Pueblo Cultural Center, Oso Grande Technologies. And thank you to our silver level member joining Sunport South Business Park. And at the gold level, an increase to gold from Facebook, and joining at gold is Comcast. So thank you to all of our 275 plus members, and especially those that decided to make a new investment in AED this year. So moving on to what we do at each quarterly investor meeting, we honor a long-term investor by recognizing them as an AED legacy member. Today, we're recognizing Colliers International for its 28 years of continuous membership with AED. Accepting their recognition today is Scott Whitefield. Over 30 years as a market leader, Colliers International Albuquerque Santa Fe has established a reputation for exceptional results. Colliers is only one of 2 global commercial real estate companies operating in New Mexico, and the only brokerage providing a full range of real estate services. Colliers offers commercial real estate and business brokerage services for buyers, sellers, and investors, comprehensive property management, I should say, valuation and appraisal services, local and national research, and in-house marketing services. So thank you to Colliers International in New Mexico for your ongoing commitment to AED and to advancing our city's economy. I do want to say thank you to Scott Whitefield, the funniest Canadian I know. I only know 2 Canadians, but he has a great one about a snowmobile. So Canada. And be careful with him at the poker table. That is how he funds his AED investments. Trust me, I know. So I want to switch subjects. 3 months ago at our September quarterly investors meeting, I shared that the search committee was still in the process of recruiting a new president for AED, but that announcement would be forthcoming. It was extremely forthcoming, I know. And well, after having the pleasure of announcing her selection and having her join us officially at the end of October, I'm excited to formally introduce to you our new AED president, Danielle Casey. Danielle brings more than 15 years of economic development experience in public and not-for-profit organizations in both California and Arizona, is a certified economic developer, and also serves on the board of directors for the International Economic Development Council. As an only child and also an Air Force brat, she feels most at home near a military base and wherever her trusty bulldog, Sophie, can be found. For those of you who have already met, either virtually or otherwise, you have met Danielle. You no doubt have been impacted already by her enthusiasm and drive. And if you've met her and interacted with her, you know we have found ourselves an excellent leader for our community. As I mentioned, while Danielle is no stranger to organizational leadership and economic development, she is new to New Mexico. So as part of her onboarding, we made sure to get her up to speed quickly. In fact, I took it upon myself to help with her education. And here are some quick clips of early trainings, subsequent graduate courses on Burqueño slang, and a 2-year study on who's related to who are ongoing. But you'll see how far she's progressed since arriving just a little over a month ago.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'll take a lotta burger New Mexico style and a small fry.
Very quick, class is starting.
All right, Danielle, well, welcome to AED, but really welcome to New Mexico and Albuquerque specifically. And there's a lot that I just thought we needed to kind of touch base on so that you'd be ready and hit the ground running. And there's just some additional education. Some unique things about New Mexico that I wanted to work with you. The first thing you need to know is chili. You're chili. So what do you know about chili?
Well, I mean, I know you can have hamburger in it, you can have regular beans, you can add lima beans. I mean, you can really just do anything you want.
Danielle, it's chili. Like the fruit that grows the crop. So how do we need to explain this a little bit more. Red, green, or Christmas. Does that make sense? Christmas, red, and green together.
Oh, okay. Around Easter time, it's purple.
Yeah, just stick with red or green, and just pick one.
Okay.
Even if you don't really have a preference, just pick one and go with it. That's my advice to you.
Got it.
So the next thing you need to know is your colors, and the only color we really have here is brown. So you need to understand your shades of brown, and I just wanted to review a few of them with you. You know, like gingerbread and penny and mocha and caramel and cinnamon and tortilla. And we'll come back to pronunciations later. There is one color called umber, which if you're from Albuquerque, you know what umbers means. And that's just something you don't want to have to understand what that means. So lots of colors of brown. So do you got any other colors that you might be able to roll off on the brown palette?
Spent a lot of time with taupes, especially with all my high heels. Taupe goes with everything. There are a lot of terracotta in Arizona. So hopefully that can be a good speed up for me in terms of my training. But I feel like I'm going to need a color wheel taped to my desk somewhere to get me through this.
All right. Well, learn your browns. It's important when you're picking out your stucco, especially. Okay. A few words that you just have to get right. So can we talk about, first of all, the county that we're in?
Bernalillo.
No, we got to work on that. You want to try it again? We've gone over this before.
Oh, okay. I know. I'm sorry.
I don't mean to be too harsh, but it's important.
All right. Bernalillo.
Right. Let's make the two L's into a Y, and this is gonna work. Try it again. Let's try Bernalillo.
Bernalillo.
That was beautiful. Well done.
I like it. I like the yo at the end. I think I can really latch onto that. All right.
Easy.
Bernalillo, and that's where I'm at. I'm definitely paying taxes there, so it's good to know.
All right. The good thing is the next one's easy, which is when anyone asks you or they tell you where they're at, you just need to know that it is how far from where you're at.
I mean, you have to Google it, right? You have to Google it, you have to map it, you have to, who knows?
Ways, look at traffic patterns.
Yeah,
it's no more than 20 minutes. Nothing is ever more than 20 minutes. Just get in your car. Exactly. Just get in your car.
Everything is 20 minutes.
20 minutes or less, right? I mean,
right.
Seriously. Yeah.
Very good. Well, yeah. Hopefully, it's enough time for a short podcast or 3 to 4 songs, depending on the genre, right?
Right. Make some short playlists because you're not going to have time to get to it all. Very good.
I love it.
No more than 20 minutes. You're good. Don't forget to get outside, hit the trailheads, and you need to know your trailheads in the Sandias. I recommend Pinot Trail is a great one. Everyone does La Luz. Be careful on La Luz. Plenty others out there. Embudo, and of course, the Crest Trail is a great one if you get there. So good luck to you on your trailhead hikes, and Excellent. Let me know if you have any questions.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to go see about getting some exercise. Let's hope I don't get lost. There were a lot of different trailheads you just listed. Not any, I think, with a yo at the end, but maybe I can find one. Thank you for the instructions. Oh my. I'm pretty sure that nobody from Netflix is trying to hire Eric and I away. So you're safe. We're going to be here supporting AED for the long haul. But thank you, Eric, for that extremely kind introduction and the very, very important coursework I received. I really do feel like I'm becoming a New Mexican very quickly. And truthfully, I cannot express what an amazingly warm welcome I have enjoyed already in the community. In addition to the crash course training, all while, again, appropriately socially distanced, I have had the opportunity in my first few weeks to have held meetings with more than 50 different individuals. We're probably up to 60 or 70 now. And I've been invited graciously to give welcoming comments or brief presentations to many partner organizations, GAR, NAOP, United Way, the list goes on and on. And this is only a little sampling. So if you're not on the list, know that I definitely plan to get to you. The 505 Awards were a tremendous success. And again, my proverbial hats off to the AED team and the Albuquerque Forward Fund leadership that was just unbelievably committed to producing a tremendous event, even though it required a pretty substantial pivot to the virtual world. At the end of the day, as a result, The fund collected net proceeds at 85% of the original budgeted and projected amounts. And a little plug, you can still get us to 100 if you want to make a contribution before the end of the year. Just give us a shout. More than 445 unique viewers tuned into the program on YouTube to celebrate and watch the amazing awardees, which is actually double the viewership if you think about how many people we had in the physical room last year. In addition to announcing and honoring economic development leadership in our region, what amazing new project announcements we have enjoyed in the last few months. Just when things are looking the gloomiest, we have some tremendous light shining down the tunnel. In addition to Netflix, just a few things I'll refer to. Our Group Orion firming up plans to build a 4.1 million square foot facility and employing 1,000 people at the city's Aviation Center of Excellence, a former north-south runway that was decommissioned in 2012. We have also been shortlisted for to be in the running for Space Command. So much more on that in the future, but I can tell you clearly there are many, many amazing folks involved in ensuring that we put our best foot forward. And I think that would be just a tremendous, tremendous boom to our economy in our region. In looking at our pipeline of activity, I believe that there are really great signs of things to come, although it will be critical for us to continue to focus our efforts on competitiveness to continue closing more deals for the region and bringing quality jobs. AED's project activity, while we are experiencing and did experience some initial slowing due to COVID, and I will tell you that happened everywhere. I don't know an economic development organization in the country that didn't see a weird squeeching of the wheels in the spring as everyone figured out, which way was up. But we are on track in Q4 of 2020 to potentially exceed our Q4 2019 new activity. And we're seeing about a 60% uptick in activity as compared to the start of the calendar year. So we have currently 48, and just in conversations in the last week, I'll bet that number is actually over 50. We are literally so busy responding to inquiries and opportunities that, keeping track of the solid number is a little bit of a moving target. But we have these projects in the pipeline that are in the arenas of professional services, renewable energy, aerospace and aviation, and information technology sectors. And those are in the lead in terms of quantity of projects. While our in-person visits are down, of course, due to travel restrictions, our ability to engage with decision makers on a virtual basis has been highly successful, and we have plans in the works to expand that starting as soon as Q1 of 2021. And a shout out and thanks to the New Mexico Partnership, which has been facilitating site selection and site selector roundtables and discussions with economic developers around the state. And know and rest assured that we've been at the table for those as well. It's been fun for me already to have the chance to interact with some old friends in the site selection community to me and be able to introduce myself as being with Albuquerque Economic Development. One bright spot in our project activity is centered around the expansion of local companies in the Albuquerque area. I have a tremendous passion for this just throughout my career. I think it's always sexy and fun to talk about the big new locate or the massive new investment that didn't exist. And often the true creators of probably 80% of the net new jobs in a region, in a community, are the ones that are already here. And I'm proud to say that local expansion projects are up in 2020 by 22%. So currently about 15% of our projects are local expansions, and they represent a total possible 875 net new jobs and 30 million in net new investment. So, a big round of applause virtually to all of the companies here in the region that are finding ways to create more opportunities and bring more wealth generation to the community. One tremendous asset that AED has is also its commitment to existing business support for the last 20 years. And this year, it's mattered more than ever. From the start of the pandemic, the existing business team members have dedicated themselves to addressing the needs of COVID-affected businesses. They're acting as a connecting point to CARES Act dollars, to the state health department, to the state economic development department, of course, and private lending institution programs, very critical in challenging times. The team assisted local manufacturers while they quickly transitioned to producing essential products, enabling the companies to retain employees and bridge gaps in revenue. In spite of the pandemic, there are also local businesses that have experienced record growth and received assistance in recent months on incentive applications, as well as hiring and training needs. A really wonderful part about our state incentives is that they also apply to companies already here and invested in the community. So far this year, local companies assisted by our existing, say that 4 times, business team have been awarded nearly $4 million in state JTIP funds to train more than 300 new employees at an average wage of $29 an hour. This is $16 million in new payroll dollars to the local economy. So now a little bit, after we've recapped all of that, about looking ahead. So I've had, as we mentioned, great conversations with so many wonderful groups and individuals. I've received the question many times from our internal staff, from members of our board and executive team, as well as people around the community, asking, "What's your vision? What's going to happen with AED? What do you want to see happen, Danielle?" And I'll tell you, during the recruitment process for this role, the committee specifically sought out economic developers with experience in strategic planning and with knowledge of other competitor markets and best in practice and best in class organizations. I am very excited that we'll be moving forward in that process very soon after the start of the new calendar year. So I want everyone to please stay tuned for details on the strategic planning process and remain informed on how you can get involved. And don't worry, we'll make sure you're informed. We'll be pushing a lot of information, but I encourage you, instead of glossing over an email blast or some information, please take the time to read carefully the information we're sharing and anticipate some requests from me on that topic. Before we even kick off the new year, we'll be reaching out digitally to our entire membership for online feedback on the organization itself, your thoughts regarding our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Yes, that that old dreaded SWOT analysis, right? But it's very critical in the planning process. So stay tuned, as you will see that coming into your inbox before January 1. And we're going to keep it to a short response length, but really 10 or 15 minutes of your time is going to help steer our organization's future and our regional economy long term. Your engagement will be critical. We want to design a strategy that serves all of you, our members and supporters, and of course, the greater Albuquerque community. We're already working internally to identify and deploy new analytical tools to ensure that AED through this process and into the future can better articulate the economic impact of projects to the region and expansions we've assisted. And we're leveraging national economic development organizational best practices that are expected by site selection consultants and decision makers to guide the new tools that we'll launch. The world has changed completely, and the level of digital and technological expertise and different tools that economic development organizations are going to be, again, expected to be utilizing is going to continue. So stay tuned for upcoming event announcements. We will be launching a series of virtual programs after January 1. These will be in the form of fireside chats, think tank discussions, and other programming and more networking, hopefully, that will inform our strategic plan again and deliver really engaging content to you, our investors. So speaking of engagement in times of COVID, prior to the start of the program today, we held an experimental first time for AED virtual networking session. And this is a digital version of, I guess, what you would enjoy at a lunch table at an in-person event, if you will. So for those of you who attended, please put thoughts or comments in the comment bar. We want to hear what you thought of it. Don't be shy. And to give us a bit of a report out very quickly, I'm going to ask Beth Waldrop. She's our Director of Investor Relations. I can't imagine anyone today doesn't know Beth. If you don't, you better get to know her. But she's our staff liaison as well to our dedicated AED ambassadors. She's going to introduce just a few of them who volunteered during the sessions today. Beth?
Thank you, Danielle. And thank you to everyone who participated in the breakout sessions. I thought it was a lot of fun. AED ambassadors are our super volunteers. They assist us with membership recruitment and also with our events. We were missing a networking component virtually, and they stepped up to the plate today to help us out. An ambassador position is available to any AED member company. And if you are interested in having an ambassador represent your organization, please contact me at beth@abq.org. It's a good time. At the beginning of the year in January, we host an ambassador orientation, and details on that will be forthcoming. Now I'd like to introduce 3 of our AED ambassadors who help moderate our pre-event networking sessions. We have Stephen Perwin of REDW, Desiree Vega Garcia of Sunny 505, and Betsy Wrightley of KPMG. Hi guys, thanks for volunteering today. I understand each breakout group was fun and some quick discussion topics were addressed. Could you all give me a brief overview? We'll start with you, Steve.
Sure. So we talked a lot about our wildest recipe for Thanksgiving, and the winner was the Turduncan, which is a turkey stuffed with duck. The duck is stuffed with chicken, and then the whole thing is deep fried. In terms of opportunities for the region that we talked about, we were all really passionate about developing our own workforce to match the opportunities growing as more companies choose to make New Mexico their home. Ideas we came up with were exposing students to vocational training, whether it be engineering, graphic web design, software development, as well as exposing students early to things like the spaceport and other exciting things happening here, so they can start planning a career path here early in New Mexico. And then in terms of a question for Danielle, as a big supporter of ham over turkey, I was wondering if she's on team ham or team turkey on Thanksgiving.
All right, and Desiree.
All right, so we had a fun group. The strangest Thanksgiving dish that and this was actually mine, was coleslaw, and I had that at a Friendsgiving. I like coleslaw, but just a little unusual for Thanksgiving in my mind. Opportunities for economic development to attract retirees because of our amazing weather, our climate, and then, of course, the overall great quality of life in New Mexico and Albuquerque. And one of the obstacles is tweaking tax policy so that we can level the playing field, so we can be competing with states like Florida, Texas, Arizona, and Nevada, which we all know we are way cooler than them. And my question for Danielle is, what has been your favorite New Mexico dish so far? And maybe it's Blake's, because it looks like you got to try that.
And Betsy.
Yeah, I had a great time speaking with some engaged members and investors of AED, and we talked about Thanksgiving recipes, and across the board, kind of the weirdest thing to outsiders but not to New Mexicans is the incorporation of red chili for Thanksgiving. So we add it to mashed potatoes, and it's always on the table. So, sticking true to our cultural roots. As far as opportunities for the area, it really always comes down to jobs, and that's no surprise. So we really want to focus on building jobs that keep talent in New Mexico, bring talent back, and bring new people to New Mexico. So we always think that's the greatest opportunity we have. And then as far as questions for Danielle, apart from red or green, which is always a question we want to know, we are wondering why Albuquerque. So we'd love to hear back.
All right. Okay. So this is like a lightning round. So it's Thanksgiving, it's turkey, but I do this weird thing that I learned from a woman, a military friend of the family's mother. You cook it in a paper bag coated in Crisco. So it's definitely a Southern thing, low and slow all night. So definitely a turkey. Blake's was amazing. Thank goodness I got my treadmill up and running, or I just need to get out on the trail though, because I devoured every bite of that thing. I felt a little guilty afterwards, but it was worth it. And then why Albuquerque? So many reasons. I will tell you, the fact that the community is really, I think, excited, and there's no reason why this region shouldn't be the it girl, right? There are wonderful assets, tremendous things going on, but if I have to sum it all up, I will say what really made me think I have to get to this community was was the hiring committee, and what they told me that their vision was, and wanting somebody to do strategic planning, and just their excitement about driving the economy forward, and also the longstanding strong reputation and support of AED in the community. So basically, why Albuquerque? All of you.
Thank you. Thanks to the ambassadors who helped us out. And I'll turn it over to you, Danielle.
Great, excellent. Eric's going to tell you about our sponsors who have made today's program possible.
Fantastic. Well, it is my pleasure to introduce our first sponsor of today's meeting, they do make this meeting possible, Enterprise Bank and Trust. So Stan Sluter is the market president of Enterprise Bank and Trust. Stan spent his childhood in the Sacramento Mountains, those are in New Mexico, before relocating to Albuquerque during his high school years. In 1988, Stan graduated from New Mexico State University, go Aggies, with a degree in communication studies. As a college student, Stan worked as a teller for a savings and loan. After graduating, Stan began what is now a 30-year career in banking. Along with his banking experience, he also has experience as a small business owner. In 2015, Stan joined Los Alamos National Bank as the chief lending officer. Before that, he represented other major banking entities such as Bank of America and People's Bank in New Mexico, where he was regional president. Stan serves the community as a member of the Archdiocese of Santa Fe Finance Council, trustee of the Catholic Foundation of New Mexico, and was formerly on the boards of Quality New Mexico and Pope Joy Hall. Stan has also coached youth sports for more than 20 years. Stan and his wife Karen have been married for almost 30 years and have 3 adult children and 3 grandchildren. Suffice it to say, he is one great guy, and we at AED appreciate him and Enterprise Bank and Trust a lot for their sponsorship and their support.
Hi, I'm Stan Sluter, Regional President for Enterprise Bank and Trust. Hope you enjoyed that video and learned a little bit more about our community support. Enterprise Bank and Trust has been in New Mexico for about a year now, and we remain local in our community and our client support Now we're ready to announce a new endeavor, our Community Catalyst Fund, which is a partnership between Ancorum St. Vincent and HomeWise, in which we together will be trying to address financial literacy, home ownership, and affordable housing in the communities of Santa Fe and Albuquerque. Go to enterprisebank.com to learn more or to get involved. Also, we just completed our merger with Seacoast Bank, which makes us one of the top 10 SBA lenders in the country, and we're excited to bring that expertise and those tools to the New Mexico community as well. Excited to hear from our speaker today. We want to welcome Danielle in a special way and also say thanks to AED and all the investors for all the economic development work and success you're having in our community. Thank you.
Thanks again, Stan. That's great stuff. Our co-sponsor of today's meeting is none other than Fidelity Investments and Leanne Kravitz, who joined Fidelity Investments in August 2008 and currently serves as Vice President of Public Affairs and Government Relations, overseeing teams in New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado. Her direct responsibilities include serving as the primary external representative for Fidelity Investments in New Mexico, as well as having accountability for government relations, community relations, and corporate sponsorship programs across the 3 states. In addition, she covers state government relations for California and Arizona. In 2019, Leanne was named regional co-lead for New Mexico and is responsible for driving and engaging a productive and collaborative workplace for associates in the region, and I bet it has been an interesting year in that regard. Leanne currently serves as president of the Albuquerque Forward Fund, board member of the Greater Albuquerque Chamber of Commerce, the New Mexico Association of Commerce and Industry, the National Dance Institute of New Mexico, NDI, and is an executive committee member for Albuquerque Economic Development. She also serves as the co-chair for both Mission Graduate and Corporate Council for NDI. In 2017, she was recognized by Albuquerque Business First as a woman of influence. She holds a BA in International Relations from the University of Delaware, which just got a lot more famous, and an MBA from the Anderson School of Management at the University of New Mexico. Prior to joining Fidelity Investments, Leanne was the marketing director at Decker Parrish Sabatini, the architecture firm that designed the Fidelity site at Mesa del Sol in Albuquerque. She has more than 30 years of government relations, marketing, public relations, and business development experience in the Southwest. If you know Leanne, you know we have a rock star in our midst. She is truly amazing. Thank you for your leadership, partnership, and sponsorship.
Hi, I'm Leanne Kravitz with Fidelity Investments here in Albuquerque. We are always pleased to support AED in their mission, but I'm especially pleased today to congratulate AED on their 60th anniversary. For the last 60 years, regardless of who is in office at the state, county, or city level, AED has been that consistent presence to represent the region with site selectors and companies looking to relocate. And the best news is, AED, you don't look a day over 40. I'm also pleased to share with you that we're hiring more than 250 new employees at Fidelity Investments in Albuquerque. And this is in addition to the accelerated hiring we did earlier in the year. These 250 new customer-facing positions are designed to meet an increase in customer demand and growth. We are looking for candidates who are passionate about helping people, great at building relationships with customers, eager to learn our business, and excited to build dynamic and thriving careers. Fidelity strives to build a workforce that celebrates and elevates employees of all backgrounds and elements of differences. We have many positions that don't require financial services experience, and we provide training to ensure that our people have the right skills and knowledge they need to be successful. Candidates with retail, healthcare, or hospitality industry experience working directly with customers could be well positioned to meet the job requirements, and we encourage them to apply. We're focused on keeping all job candidates and our employees safe during this hiring period. We're virtual. From the hiring process to working remotely, we transitioned immediately to working from home within only a few days due to the pandemic. We're expediting the hiring process, including virtual interviews and a remote startup and training once new employees are on board. And once the need for social distancing passes, we look forward to the days when we can work together in our offices at Mesa del Sol and ABQ Uptown. We're listening even closer to employees and offering new benefits to help them navigate the new challenges they are facing. A few of the benefits include childcare support to help find caregivers and tutors, financial help with unexpected childcare expenses, and access to emotional well-being experts to assist with stress and anxiety in this new environment, to name a few. These new perks are part of an already robust benefits package and in addition to competitive salaries. For more details and to apply, please visit fidelitycareers.com. That's fidelitycareers.com all together. Thank you for your time, and please enjoy today's program. And I wish you a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.
Well, thank you to those amazing sponsors. Thank you, Eric, for the introduction of the sponsors, and on to our keynotes. While no doubt many of you were very eager to hear comments today from Ritchie Huang with Torque, I'm sad to share that he is unable to join us today, but he did send a statement which says, "I have to regretfully inform the group that my mother did pass away over the Thanksgiving holiday, and I will be taking off an extended period of time to take care of family matters. As a result, I will not be able to speak at the December event, but I would love for the opportunity to speak in 2021. My apologies for missing out on a wonderful event, and I hope to see you all next year instead." And I'm certain everyone watching is with me on extending our deepest sympathies, and again, looking forward to seeing Ritchie in 2021 as well. However, I am delighted to introduce our keynote speakers for today, Ron Darnell and Don Terry. Ron is Senior Vice President of Public Policy for P&M Resources. He is responsible for regulatory administration, tribal and government affairs, corporate communication, pricing, community relations, and stakeholder engagement. Ron has been with the company since 2008. He joined P&M from Colorado's Xcel Energy, where he was Director of Regulatory Administration South in the company's Governmental and Regulatory Affairs Department. While at Xcel, his responsibilities included management of cost allocation studies, rate design, and retail regulatory affairs. Don is Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer for P&M Resources, the parent company of P&M and TNMP. With more than 24 years of experience in the utility industry, Don oversees the corporate financial planning, investor relations, budgeting, tax, treasury, and controller functions. He knows all the stuff. He joined his company in 1996 and has previously served as the Vice President, Controller, and Treasurer, and the Vice President of Customer Service and Chief Innovation Officer for P&M Resources. So with that, gentlemen, we're looking forward to hearing all of your thoughts and comments today. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Danielle, and thank you for having us here today. This is an exciting time for our state, the city of Albuquerque, and us at P&M. I am honored to be a part of AED and to see incredible growth and innovation right here in our backyard. Before I begin, I want to take a moment to acknowledge our first responders, including our men and women at P&M. These folks leave home every day and face the challenges of this pandemic to ensure that we have power in our houses, we have power for medical care, and we have power for safe streets. They are really super life heroes. Last year, P&M made a first man on the moon promise to our state and our customers. We pledged to power the homes and businesses that we serve with 100% emissions-free electricity by 2040. Years before the state's carbon-free mandate, this pledge is one of the most ambitious goals by any investor-owned energy company in our country. P&M's clean energy transition has an impact well beyond the communities we serve. The environmental benefits improve the planet globally as we combat climate change. As this clean energy transition enables P&M to take advantage of lower cost, more flexible resources, our customers benefit. As an example, last month we negotiated an early exit from our last coal asset that, when approved, will result in nearly $100 million in savings directly for our customers and provide funding for a just transition to the Navajo Nation where the plant is located. The city and state benefit as well, as this creates opportunity for New Mexico's abundant solar and wind potential to provide energy beyond P&M's reach and opens the doors for more significant economic development opportunities. One thing that we have learned is that economic advancement and emissions-free energy go hand in hand. When you combine our efforts with the state, specifically the city of Albuquerque's zeal for sustainability, we are in a prime position to attract new businesses and encourage the expansion of existing businesses. This work takes a unified effort with government, businesses, local communities, and organizations like AED. We are thankful for the great individuals in our community who stand with us on our emissions-free journey and are passionate about creating opportunities here in the city of Albuquerque. Now, it is my pleasure to hand the virtual microphone over to one of those great individuals. Don Terry has been with P&M Resources for more than 25 years. He is the current CFO and was recently announced as our new president following Pat Vincent-Colon's departure, which is expected late next year. Don and I may have differing opinions on what a good football team looks like. I'm a 49ers fan, he is a Cowboys fan, but we share a steadfast commitment to our state's economic development. Don?
Thank you, Ron, and good afternoon. And thanks again to AED for holding this event. And also congratulations on 60 years of generating jobs and opportunities in a city I love, Albuquerque and the metro area. These virtual meetings provide a sense of normalcy in a year that has been unlike any other. We can stay connected while remaining socially distanced. For us, the pandemic has highlighted essential electricity in our daily lives. P&M is responsible for ensuring essential business, hospital, and first responders and our neighbors all have reliable electricity to run their systems, circulate their air, and keep their food cold. It is a great responsibility, but we are more than just wires and generators. We care about our customers and understand the hardships this pandemic has created. P&M has partnered with not-for-profits to provide nearly $2 million in emergency bill assistance for residential and small businesses. We have donated funding and thousands of pieces of personal protective equipment to the Navajo Nation, who has been significantly impacted by the pandemic. We secured grant funding for not-for-profits, helping those most vulnerable, and have delivered food and equipment to hospitals and first responders around the state. P&M has been part of this community for more than 100 years and is the largest electric company in the state. And as a homegrown New Mexican, I'm personally proud of how we come together to support each other throughout this pandemic. Ron is absolutely right. Whether in slowing the spread of the virus while growing our economy, the work we do today takes a unified approach and a partnership between businesses, governments, and local communities. We have joined forces with the city of Albuquerque to expand solar energy in our path towards emissions-free electricity. We have joined forces with AED to help local companies grow while actively recruiting new businesses. We have joined forces with our customers and advocates to define the next decades of electric power. In all we do, we are committed to listening and partnering every step of the way. The commitment is unwavering, especially as we finalize our merger of P&M Resources with Avangrid. Avangrid is a leading sustainable energy company and the country's third largest wind generator. The combined companies will provide more significant opportunities to invest in infrastructure and new technologies to help us navigate our transition to clean energy while maintaining our commitments to our local teams and communities. Avangrid and P&M will contribute to the state's charitable and economic development future by creating or adding 100 full-time jobs to New Mexico over 3 years following the merger, contributing $2.5 million of shareholder funds to economic development projects or programs in New Mexico over the next 2 years following the merger, continuing P&M and P&MR's charitable contributions for a minimum of 3 years following the closing of the proposed transaction, with a similar expectation for P&M Resources Foundation's charitable activities. Even with an increased presence in the state, Avangrid strongly believes that P&M will continue to be locally controlled and operated. This means local employees and management will run day-to-day operations, and local management will continue to prioritize the safe, reliable electricity that our customers enjoy. To back up its pledge to maintain quality of service for New Mexico customers, Avangrid is committed that customers will see an immediate rate credit that totals $24.6 million over 3 years once the merger is complete. PNM will maintain its existing low-income customer assistance program, including the Good Neighbor Fund, for a minimum of 3 years following the closing of the proposed transaction. There will also be no voluntary workforce reductions other than those associated with the planned closure of the San Juan Generating Station for a minimum of 2 years after the merger. This includes honoring PNM's collective bargaining agreements with union represented employees. Employees' wages and benefits will remain comparable to current salaries and benefits for a minimum of 2 years following the merger. Local management will stay in place, and PNM's board of directors will have at least 2 leaders from New Mexico. Avangrid will strengthen PNM's financial health, improve PNM's capital structure, and pay a fair price to shareholders. The commission will continue to regulate PNM fully and ensure that customers are protected. The commission will have access to books and records of Avangrid and its affiliates, and the combined company will comply with all regulatory requirements. Simply put, the partnership will make it easier to achieve New Mexico's energy transition while supporting the economic development within Albuquerque and New Mexico. Avangrid and Iberdrola, their largest shareholder and the 3rd largest electric company globally, are fully aligned with our commitment to promoting economic growth in the region. Further, Avangrid shares the same values as our community and recognizes that growth potential of New Mexico, especially concerning renewable energy. We believe that this transaction offers substantial benefits to all stakeholders, including our customers, our local communities, and our employees. This is a transaction to increase rather decrease jobs in the region. Additional opportunities will be created for employment and new jobs added. The company's combination is intended to expand the scale and create opportunities for growth and knowledge sharing. The combined business scope and diversity will result in better ability to invest in new technologies. We also have access to more significant financial resources to continue our ability to provide efficient and reliable service to our customers. Overall, this transaction offers new opportunities for our region to grow by promoting renewable energy, creating new jobs, and supporting economic growth. As incoming president, I'm grateful for the time I get to spend with our current CEO, Pat Vincent-Coulon. For those of you who know Pat, you know that she is a dynamic leader who has made and will continue to make a significant impact on our state. Pat has set a great foundation and a path for us to realize the significant opportunities we have in front of us as we transform our energy landscape by creating new economic activity in communities throughout the state. Together with Avangrid, we will continue the momentum as we work together to grow and expand here in the city of Albuquerque. Thanks to everyone for participating today. A special thanks to AED for the dedication to helping the Albuquerque economy grow. Thank you and stay safe.
Well, thank you both very much, gentlemen. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the update and for your support. In fact, speaking of support from PNM, I'm excited to share one more exciting project that we're kicking off today, and we're calling it 60 Years of Economic Support, a Testimonial Project. So this is going to be in celebration and commemoration of AED's 60 years of operation, which the anniversary date of that actually started this past September. So over this 12-month period, we are going to be collecting and sharing the thoughts, feelings, and testimonials of business leaders around the region, expressing what AED has meant to them and why they believe commitment to the organization's mission is critical to our collective future. So from now through August of 2021, we will be collecting and sharing short soundbite testimonials and using them to promote our efforts within the region, but even just as, or even more importantly, outside of our market, to shout from the rooftops why businesses should be investing in our community. We're going to do this through our website, social media, and other digital platforms. We have had the fortune of already taping a few pioneering participants, and this is just a little bit of a teaser excerpt of some of the things they had to say. So please check it out very quickly.
As a member of the business community in Los Lunas, Facebook is proud to be involved with organizations like Albuquerque Economic Development that work to improve the business landscape in the greater Albuquerque region. Our partnership with AED has provided several opportunities to show and act upon our commitment to this community, such as sponsoring AED's Leadership Awards and the Excellence in Workforce Development Award at AED's annual 505 Award Show. AED was one of Facebook's first partnerships in New Mexico and was a big part of why we chose to build our data center here in Los Lunas. We look forward to continuing to strengthen our partnership with AED for many years to come.
As far as what I love about New Mexico, what I love about working and doing business in Albuquerque is I love the people. I love the atmosphere. I love the camaraderie that we have in the state. You know, we compete hard, but we also are friends, and we seem to be able to get along and help each other and work with each other in the state. And I think that's important. You know, I look at my competitors in the construction industry, and while we compete hard every day, if I need anything from any of them, or they need anything from me, well, we work on it. We let people borrow things. We work together in the industry for the good of the state. So I think that's what I like most about it. The other thing I really like about it is construction industry, we don't lose any days to weather. You know, we work full time all the time, and it's great. And so that's been fantastic.
If we really try to be progressive and positive and continue to build on that sense of community, respect, integrity, and genuine care for each other individually and within the business community, I think that's the only way, and hopefully that will continue to grow in that direction. Because to me, as I mentioned, you haven't spent West Coast. Without that, you're just another big city where everyone goes about their day, doesn't really pay attention to anybody they come in contact with. It's about caring for self. They're disinterested in their neighbors or what's going on around them, instead of contributing to solutions, really, to problems that come up with that growth. But whether you acknowledge it or accept it or not, it impacts you, and it impacts all of us. So I think that's, you know, if we as a community in Albuquerque, through organizations such as AED, can continue to focus on that, I think we'll be successful. Happy 60th anniversary, AED. I'm sure that time has flown by for everyone that's been part of that wonderful organization.
Thank you, Albuquerque Economic Development, and cheers to 60 more years.
So we love you guys. Happy 60th birthday. And hope I won't be here, but I hope you're here for 60 more. Thanks.
Amazing comments. Thank you, participants, and again, PNM, for making it possible. So hopefully you are all now very inspired to participate, get some time on film. Participation, again, thanks to PNM, free and easy for AED members. Just contact Elena Phillips at our office. She is our tech guru. Give her a shout to volunteer to participate in a virtual taping. She'll get it scheduled and on the calendar, and it really will only take about 15 minutes to do the recording. At the culmination of the celebration next September, stay tuned, because we also plan on doing a compilation video and adding in some more information on truly the history of AED and the region, as well as our vision for the next 60 years. So now I need to sneak away for one moment really quickly to make a special delivery. So if you guys can just hang on with me. And that's exactly how I drive, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was less than 20 minutes, Danielle. Like I said, no more than 20 minutes. Thank you for this.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, Eric, if you want to.
Now the challenge of opening a present in front of a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, got a little bit, just want to let you know that this is, before you retire from your role as AED chair and pass the torch to the next victim, this is a bit of our tradition. I'd love to be giving this to you on stage and just, really putting you on the spot in front of a huge live audience. But again, with tremendous gratitude for your leadership, commitment, and determination, you really, there you go. You've got through a challenging and pivotal year with really amazing success. And so hopefully you can enjoy these little gifts. Feel free to show them off. And I want to let you know in particular, and on a very, very personal note, your leadership and the professionalism in the recruitment process, and I've mentioned it to several people today already, even in the breakout sessions, the amazing warm welcome that I felt even during the process of letting you all decide if you wanted to hire me really made it a no-brainer. And I chalk that up to your leadership and commitment. So I knew it would be an amazing organization and community to become part of. So if there's anything exciting in there that you want to share, and then Eric, do you have any comments before we get to the wheel of prizes?
Well, thank you, Danielle. I'm getting to these gifts now, and it wasn't easy. So thank you for your wonderful wrapping skills at AED, and we'll continue with the wrapping of the program. Yeah. I appreciate everyone's support, not only at AED. The staff is an amazing staff, but the AED board, the executive committee, and our membership in the community. It's been great being the chair this year, and even though it wasn't the year that we had thought it would be, but I think it turned out fantastic, and you're a big part of that, so I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, wonderful. Well, with that, hopefully people have stuck with us even through my drive across town so that they could enjoy the wheel of prizes. This is the fanciest part of the whole show. So I'm going to reach up and spin. And first of all, I want to thank Cesar Rodriguez for 3 orthopedic mattresses, S3. So Elena, please spin for the first one. All right. Yeah, this is great. Well, Eric's getting his gifts. All right, Kathleen, hopefully you are still here with us. Please give us a shout. Kathleen with US Bank, you get a wonderful mattress you can keep, or it's a great time of year to really surprise somebody with a big gift. Our next winner, please. Spin in the wheel. Trying to get my video. There we go. Yeah, spinning. All right. All right. I'm really going to butcher this. Albuquerque Public Service Company of New Mexico. Yay! Congratulations.
Go P&M.
Well, yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. That was a lot of words right there on the small screen. All right, and we're going to do the third spin. 4 mattresses. Such exciting things. All right, and I want you to know, Eric, we did have Lisa use all the best duct tape in the world on that wrap.
Yeah, packing tape, duct tape, the whole bit.
Shane Francis with Ad Wallet, you've got a mattress coming, so give us a shout to claim your prize. And then, so next, I want to thank, as always, Joe Fortune with Sennheiser headphones. We have 3 amazing headphones confirmed. So first, we're going to go for the high fidelity noise isolating ear canal headphones at a value of $129.95. Spin, please. I like how she's such a good band. She's waiting for me.
Fantastic headphones. Can't stress that enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick with Jane's Corporation. We have a winner. All right, and the next item from Sennheiser is the Momentum True Wireless. So if you can tell, we're going even up. Not first of all, they're all extremely high quality, but we're just going up the ladder here. Value of $299.95, and spin, please. I need a little emoji that runs onto the screen and does the spin. Nathan with Rio Grande, however you like to say it, Credit Union. And our last but certainly not least, because these Momentum wireless headphones are valued at $399.95. So I'm sure they've got all kinds of noise canceling things, and also will do your grocery shopping for you. Please spin. All right, hopefully all of our winners are paying attention today. All right, and David with Geltmore LLC. So again, hopefully you're watching and really thrilled about this wonderful holiday surprise that you've just won. And thanks again to our donors on that. So Eric, back to you for the wrap up.
Well, I just want to say thank you to our sponsors again, our speakers, our ambassadors, and the AED staff who made today possible. Please remember, I guess I should probably remind folks that we have an announcement about our Board of Directors annual meeting coming up, the virtual year-end celebration on December 15th. It'll be in the afternoon, so be sure to mark your calendars for December 15th. An electronic, an email invitation will come out this week. I'm also excited to share that we will have a national economist joining us as a guest and keynote speaker. And we'll also have a unique virtual interactive activity plan for our year-end celebration. So I just want to say on behalf of all of AED and the board of directors, have a safe and happy holiday season, and let's get 2020 over with. We'll see you on the other side. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks.
Happy holidays. Thanks, everybody.